Are you looking for a business laptop that is portable, powerful, and affordable? Well, this might suit your needs. This is a Lenovo X915. It's a 15-inch, as the name suggests. And let's go ahead and open it up and talk a little bit about this laptop. Now, one of the things that we do on this channel is cover laptops, clearly. And one of the important things to remember is when you order these things, you get to pick a lot of the time custom what you want. What I mean by that is you get to pick things like the processor, the memory, the drive space, and so forth. So first impressions, a lot of the stuff inside is pure cardboard. I don't see any foam, so I guess they're for those of you who are aiming to be more environmentally friendly. That's certainly a good sign. And we've got the power supply here, which is a 65 watt. It's very compact, so it's great for those of you who like to travel. So that's what's in this box. And lo and behold, check out this packaging. This is rather interesting. It almost looks like a clamshell. I don't know if you can tell, but you've got Lenovo Aura Edition inspired. It says with Intel, not by Intel. And it's got this interesting little case here, which is inside of all that cardboard. First time I see this. And this is molded plastic, or it actually might even be cardboard. But it's got an interesting waxy feel to it. I like it. I find it very intriguing. It says bamboo and sugarcane fibers. Well, it's a new one for me. So let's go ahead and take it out of this little shell. So we've got a little document here, which actually I'm not going to bother to show, but it's basically safety, very minimal documentation. If you're looking for documentation for these, by the way, they're all online pretty much, and that's where you should go to see really if there's any configurations that you're wondering about and so forth. So this is ripping itself, so it's a form of a wax paper. It doesn't even feel like true plastic, so it's most likely biodegradable or allows you to recycle. So first of all, very, very thin, and it's relatively light. So, something less than 4 pounds is just terrific in my eyes. Well, let's take a look at the back here. You're going to see there's some fans. I don't know if you can actually see into it, but I can certainly see the fans right through. They've got this honeycomb type of grid here in the back, and you can see fans in there. Now let's take a quick look on the side. So we're going to find it's pretty standard for a lot of these. You're going to find HDMI. So in case you are traveling, you want to connect yourself to a projector, you want to connect yourself to large screen TV or something like that, whether it's for entertainment or you want to give a presentation. It's always good to have. Next, you're going to find a Thunderbolt 4, and you're going to find another one on the other side. You'll also find an HDMI here, and there's nothing in the back. I just said HDMI. That's a USB-C. Sorry, there's USB-C, and then there's USB 3.2 Gen 2. I'll eventually get it straight. There's also an audio jack out. So let's open this up. Very interesting little display. And here we go. So again, it looks very high-end. It's really portable. And this is using the latest Intel Ultra 7. In this case, we picked a 268V. Now be mindful, this one, for example, has 8 cores. So again, there's P cores and the E cores. So there's some that are more efficient for lower power and some are more for processing power. So it's up to you to decide if you want to go with the V class, the U class, or the H class. Usually I tend to want to spend more on a laptop and go for the H. However, if you are traveling quite a bit, if you're not doing anything too processor intensive, this may be a much better suited for you. And because the new processors are faster and faster, of course, every new generation, usually anyways, brings some additional features. You'll have not only functions within the processor, you get better video out of it right off the CPU. So the built-in GPU, if I can refer to it as that, gives you better graphics. So there's an improvement, although it's somewhere anywhere from, let's say, 5% to 20+%, depending on which generation to which generation you want to compare, but it is quite interesting. So in a nutshell, when you purchase this, especially if you're customizing it, and this goes for the other brands, Dell and so forth, you do it online, you will find that you can pick the processor, the memory, and the drive like I mentioned. Really, you've got the trackpad. You no longer have that little joystick in the middle that I think most of us didn't like from the old ThinkPads. So a lot of these models now just don't have them anymore because they're just not that popular. And I don't know of anybody who actually enjoyed using them. I think most of us will plug in a mouse, get a wireless mouse. I use a lot of the Logitech products. Not sponsored, just saying. So yeah, that's about it in a nutshell. You're going to find that the newer laptops will have a Copilot button at the bottom. I mean, how useful that is. I guess it all depends on how much Copilot you need, whether you're a heavy office user and you want to use it. That's one way to do it. Now, the battery life and so forth, we put some comments below. We'll put in the description sort of what our testing has revealed. So this will be easier. Honestly, it has to do with what you're doing with it. If you're watching videos, it's one thing. If you're just staring at a Word document for hours and hours, it's a complete different, profile that you will end up having from a power consumption point of view. So the other thing to look for is the screen. So in this case, it's a 2880 by 1800. So you get a decent resolution out of it. The nits, again, depending on the screen you get, will vary. Usually I try to aim for 400 to 500 nits in a screen. And in this case, the Lenovos tend to be nice and bright, and they don't tend to be too reflective. So I certainly enjoy using them. The other thing is as well, with the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth, you will find that you get the latest on here. So you're getting Wi-Fi 7, which is the 802.11be. So really the whole point here was to show you the device. I don't know if there's enough battery in here to even turn it on. I don't believe there is, but that about wraps it up. So hope you enjoyed this. Leave some comments below. We always love hearing from you. I'm Bob Pellerin, CTOBOB. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.